Maximus.
Samuel.
Who do we have on this week, sir?
Sam, we are chatting with Harry, aka MACEY, the indie rock singer-songwriter, I guess, from New Zealand, across the ditch.
Across the Dutch?
Yeah, you know, I think that flies. That's fine.
That does fly.
That flies. That's fine.
I think when you say New Zealand, it's what everyone says.
Yeah, exactly.
In Australia.
Yeah, 100%. Look, if you haven't listened to MACEY, he's got a new album called Once dropping next month, and I think like the music kind of runs this gamut from like almost like folky indie sound all the way through to like almost something that you'd hear on like an In-Betweeners soundtrack, that kind of like British indie mid 2000s kind of sound, and just the like all within that sound. You're going to get some great like poppy hook, indie hook. What am I trying to say? Indie pop rock hooks is what I'm trying to get at, but I just couldn't get to it.
I was just going to let you wobble.
You just let me spin.
Yep.
Well, instead of letting me just spin and sit here and talk absolute shit.
Well, I can do this bit if you want.
Well, why don't I throw to you?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can do the next bit. How about that? You do the next bit. So,
typically, yeah, I do the next bit, and then you do the last bit.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Sam, over to you, chatting to MACEY.
Sounds good, Maxwell. Thank you so much. Maxwell, dialing in all the way from across the ditch. We're joined by Harry, better known to our listeners as MACEY. Mate, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going well. We were chatting off air just how bougie your little setup is. It looks quite homely, comfy couch,
I know.
nice glass of red.
I'm at my friend Rachel's house, and it is very cozy. Yeah. Here in Sydney.
Oh, you're in Sydney at the moment. Okay.
I actually am. I came all this way just to see you guys on camera.
I was going to say, you've come all the way to do a Zoom interview, and we're really grateful
God.
for it.
I should have read the fucking email, shouldn't I? Oh, well.
I was going to say, is it like a local New Zealand like red that we can get a shout out for? But it's probably just like, you know, a Debortley cask wine.
No, this is actually, I bought this from Duty Free. It's actually a Penfolds Pinot Noir, which is you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I asked.
Yeah.
I can claim that one.
Yeah, it's Australian. Yeah.
Well, Harry, look, we start the show the same way every week, and that is just to open up your playlist and get an idea of what you're spinning lately.
So, lately it's been... I've always liked Prince, but I've only listened to, like, you know, the big ones. I Want to Be Your Lover, Kiss, whatever. But I started doing this 1,000 albums generator thing online just because I thought it's time to get really into this. And I got, like, 3 Prince albums handed to me in the first, like, week. And so it's been a lot of Prince. What else have I been listening? David Gray. He gets me through my days at work. David Gray, like, Please Forgive Me, that song. Do you know that one?
It sounds familiar, but
it's really good.
You definitely would know it. Probably not by name, Sam, but you definitely
Please forgive me if I act a little strange, for I don't know what I am. It's got like the break beat.
As soon as you sang it, yeah. I just needed Harry to sing it to me. That's all I was going for. I knew it the whole time.
What else have I been? Oh, I've been listening to a lot of Ethel Cain and Baxter Drury as well. I saw him live like a couple weeks ago in Auckland.
No.
Have you heard of Baxter Drury?
No, not Baxter Drury. I was just absolutely losing my mind to another Ethel Cain fan.
Yeah. I saw her too at the town hall like a few months ago.
Oh, incredible. Ethereal, we say.
What's that song? The song that goes, "In the house in Nebraska," and she's like,
"House in Nebraska."
Yeah. But she got that line, and she goes, on the dirty mattress of the second floor, and she goes, I came, you came, I laughed, you left, I cried. Like this, the lyric that fucking artist is incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
I don't know how the playlist is going to go bouncing from some high energy Prince stuff into House in Nebraska, but hey, like there's weird playlists.
That's me in a nutshell, man. I can't, keep it interesting.
Well, that perfectly brings us to the next question, because we wanted to kind of rewind for people who may not know the MACEY project or you as an artist. We wanted to kind of take it back to the beginning and find out what the records and who the artists are that you kind of grew up on and that you listened to that kind of became, influenced what you became as a songwriter.
Oh, totally. I always say this as well, because my first song I heard on, I think it was The Edge, when I first got to New Zealand as a little fella, was I walk a lonely road, the only. And I remember as a kid, because it's before you had like Shazam and all that, I had to wait for the DJs to tell me what I was listening to. So I'd religiously like have to, and then they'd be like, anyway, and next, and you'd be like, fuck, no, you got to tell me the name of the. Anyway, so Green Day was a huge, huge influence, and I had to get their CD burnt for me because my mum wouldn't buy me the CD because it had swearing on it. You know what I mean? I had to be tenacious back then to like punk out. Um, and then it was like, as I got a bit older, I really loved John Mayer, like Continuum. So Slow Dancing in the Burning Room was like huge for my guitar work and I guess like songwriting stuff. And then it was like I was a scene kid for a bit, My Chemical Romance, Escape the Fate. And then I was an indie guy in like my late teens with Mac DeMarco. I really got on that
Yeah.
train. And like Kurt Weill and all that. And lately it's just been what I said earlier, like David Gray, War on Drugs. And I've recently been really getting into like MF Doom and A Tribe Called Quest, that sort of 90s, early 90s sort of like rap, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tribe Called Quest. I was talking to, weirdly enough, I was talking to Sam about a Tribe Called Quest like Monday, and Sam
Yeah.
looked at me like dead blank, and I was like, "Trust me, it rules. Just trust me."
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, do they play it all? Were they a band and they played? I haven't looked into it properly. Just
Yeah.
all really
So
played.
yeah, they started out as like Tribe Called Quest, like as a I think a trio, and then they
Cool.
each went off and like had their like solo careers, and then I think only not that long ago kind of came back together and have started doing shows back as Tribe Called Quest. So
That's
yeah,
so cool. And they played like a real drummer and a real like all of that. Or was it all samples? That's what I haven't
bit of both.
checked.
So they'll do a lot of so like their big song obviously was sampled "Walk on the Wild Side,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so like that's like a lot of it is sampled, but they'll bring like a live drummer in to add the like the punch to it. So yeah,
Because
they do a bit
doesn't
of both.
is it Q-Tip that plays on Jimmy Kimmel or like one of the drummer?
On Fallon, he
Yeah, and
plays
he's
with the
from a
Roots.
tribe called he. Oh, that's the Roots. Sorry, now I feel like an
Yes,
idiot. Damn
no,
I
it.
but
was. I'm so glad you said that because here I am going like, are we talking about Questlove here for a second? Like, I
Yeah.
just thought Jimmy Fallon as
God.
well.
Oh well.
but
Oh well.
Questlove plays on for the Roots on Fallon. Q-Tip was from Tribe Called Quest. Oh, hang on, no,
Yeah.
now
Yeah. No. No. You're
I think
right.
that's correct. I think that's
It's my
correct.
fault. I threw a spanner in the work. I got it completely wrong. That's all good.
That's all right. Hey, two Q-based rappers from the early '90s. Like
Yeah.
that's an easy mix-up.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, before Macy, you were writing, recording, and releasing music under your own name, and then moved into this project.
Yeah.
What, in your eyes, sort of makes the two projects stand apart?
I think Harry Parsons was very much more. I mean, I'm still exploring stuff sonically, but I think when I was Harry, yeah, as if he's dead. I still am Harry. But when I was doing music like that, I did the Rock Quest thing as a kid, like a school thing, did well, and I was very folky. And then I went to like music school and got really like into like I need to make pop music. I want to make pop songs. I want to do this. And then I got distracted by what I should sound like and what I should be like. So a lot of like what Harry was doing as that artist was, I guess you're looking for what you want to do, but a lot of it was coming from like insecurity and trying to be something I'm not. So a lot of the music I'd put out, I was like, oh, a bit, I'm not embarrassed, but like, and so I think this name change was an opportunity for me to like sort of like have a clean slate and also like channel my music without it always coming back to me as a person. It's like I can like separate the art from so Harry can still have a good day even if someone hates his music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Does it feel, I guess, a little bit freer artistically? Like you can write and then separate the personal from the art almost?
I mean, you'd think so, but unfortunately, what I've discovered is it's still very me. Like I have also become Macy. Damn it. Yeah, yeah. I'm too. Not. It's not a bad thing, but I'm very hard on myself. It's everything I make musically. Un- Unfortunately or unfortunately, does come from a very real place. Even if I slap a new name on it. But yeah, yeah.
That's probably a good thing though, I suppose. Authenticity always important.
Honestly, in hindsight, what I've done is I've just gone full circle, and I've basically come back to that Harry that left high school and was just creating from like a childlike. That's where I'm trying to get back to. You know, being a bit the inner child thing. Yeah,
Well, that brings us to at what is coming up as your second album, Once, and we've had a chance to listen to the album, and the thing that kind of we noticed immediately is how many different sounds, textures, genres you're playing with on this record. I suppose,
Yeah.
When you were sitting down to pull this together, what gave you the confidence and the inspiration to go, all right, anything's available, anything's on board, I can play with all these different sounds?
Well, whatever I did for this album, I wanted it to be like a progression of the Lovers, and maybe just have a bit more confidence, and it's like each decision feel like it felt like, well, no, yeah, I hope it feels like it was intentional, and I think I pulled from different resources like genres and stuff for this album too. I was like heavily like inspired by the idea that like aiming to make songs that could fill a stadium, or could, that was one aim. So a few of the songs on there, I want them to feel like people could get their lighters in the air and really like get amongst. And I was listening to a lot of, I guess, like going back to the roots of those songs that you thought weren't that cool or whatever when you were a kid, but then you realize that's what shaped you, and just using them as my influences. Like early Coldplay is amazing. Actually, Coldplay in general, even now, I saw them live last year. Incredible. So that was a heavy influence. David Gray, which I already mentioned, for his like, I think as a storyteller, I relate to him a lot with how I write songs. He's definitely it's all in his heart. And then also the Verve for the soundscape of it, like Bittersweet Symphony. Um, the other one slips my mind. And then also the Killers. They were a huge influence because I love the Killers. So there's a sprinkling of Americana in there too. And then yeah, pop sensibilities because of just I love a good chorus.
When
Yeah.
like you're right, there's so many, like, you've got big stadium filling sounds, and that goes from like, It's Only Love feels like it's like 80s synth inspired, but then you've got some piano ballads and some like softer moments as well.
Yeah.
When you were sitting down and figuring out the final track listing and the order of the album, was there any kind of head scratching to figure out like, okay, sonically this story goes in so many different places, how do I get the order correct? Was there any kind of puzzling that out?
Definitely. I think though from day dot, the first song I wrote on my English writing trip was Seaside Wishes, and I remember like as soon as I took the first demo back, I was like, "That's the intro." Like it just makes sense. And I think with the last album, it was a chronological order of events of like me losing my relationship, to then being angry at it, dad being sick, then to dad dying, then to me getting into my like, well, I coped with all that with like a lot of partying and substances and stuff. So there's songs about that. It's a chronological order of events. So it sort of had its order already. Whereas you're right, with this album, it was like, it's more like you know, where do we put this? But I knew that Seaside could work. And then I started looking at it like, maybe you do it like, the album's about vignettes of moments of my life. Like this thing happened once, that thing happened once. Well, it's called Once, whatever. Um, so like Seaside Wishes is like this whimsical idea of like, imagine if a relationship could last forever. Then the second one's about Bright Eyes, is because I saw this like person that was definitely down on their luck, and the closer I looked, I saw they still had this beautiful like twinkling eyes. So even if they were like homeless or struggling, they still had this lust for life. So then it's like talking about that part of the human experience. And then, It's Only Love is me being like, oh, but like it's only love. I'm being sarcastic, and Seaside Wishes is being like, really like, yes, I love it. I'm just like, I guess I'm looking at like love and loss, grief, and like poking at it with different angles. I think that's what this album's doing. So the order for me just had to feel, it was less about lyrical content and more about ups and downs, and right. It was a more emotional, sonic flow rather than story flow. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
that makes
sense.
sense. Yeah, yeah. Back
Bit of a
yourself
ramble.
in.
Yeah,
No, it makes sense. I mean, on the storytelling aspect, you've mentioned that some of the stories across the album have been inspired by people you watched and experiences you had on the tube in London. Is that right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, with these subjects, was it just a matter of like people watching and, creating these stories in your mind, or were you engaging with these people? What was sort of some of the tales around your brief interactions that made the album?
Oh, Well, the most obvious one was Seaside, which is I was on the tube after I think I'd gone to see Mousetrap at the West End, which was a cool experience. And then it was like really late
Don't
on the
tell us the
tube.
ending.
So basically, everybody, no, they made me swear when I left the theater. The whole audience, you are not allowed to say what the twist is, but I know now. But yeah, I saw this old man stand up and like tip his hat as his like I think it must have been his partner, but it also could have been like a friend or whatever for this woman, and then she got off the tube and he carried on. And I remember just seeing that, and then the next morning that was still in my head, and that whole Seaside Wishes was me like imagining what their story was, and like it was quite like I was in love at the time as well, so I was like seeing like love in everything and being like, oh, it's gonna be me and my partner. We're gonna last 60 years. We didn't. But like that song is like a made up. Imagine if you could, because you don't really
Yeah.
hear it these days. Everyone breaks up every 5 seconds. Everyone's looks maxing and bloody this and that, like that old fashioned love. So that's
Yeah.
one example. And then the Bright Eyes one was seeing that the down their luck person and just talking about like I made a story about well I was just really inspired by I'm having a bad day like sat there on the tube in London writing an album going oh what and then this person who's got nothing is still able to give me a massive smile. It was like this it's a song about human I guess the human beings capacity to like keep going even when all the chips are down. So that's two examples. Is
I'm
that
I'm
enough?
just caught on the idea of like a clavicular love story. I think that there's an album in
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like smashing his face with a hammer, and then she's doing it too, and then they're both like in love, I guess. Could
They
that
they
happen?
they reach for the same like hammer in the aisle at the hardware store, and suddenly it's like this meet cute over the
Yeah, they
hammers.
touch hands as they grab the same hammer, and
Yep.
then they go like this. They go, "Wait, babe, are we love maxing right now?" Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
Everything involves
there's no
maxing.
mogging. It's all moiding. It's
It's
beautiful.
all, it's yeah, 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 yeah. What's the opposite of mogging?
I think it's something to do with, again, I want to clarify, absolutely not into looks maxing, but
Yeah,
I think there's something
you
to do
want
with
to
moiding potentially.
clavicularise it. Sorry, yeah, sorry, carry on.
I think it's moiding potentially, but I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not fully in that world at all, but yeah, I know
No.
about
No.
mogging.
It's really it's strange to me, Max, that you're playing so coy because off air you were telling me all about your your mogging routines.
Well, I mean, look, we're going a long way down the line of fucking looks maxing. There's that guy who like doesn't live. He like films in Fortitude Valley here in Brisbane, and
Oh yeah.
his whole thing is like live streaming. Anyway, some drunk guy came by, snatched his hat. Turns out it was a hat and a wig. He got purely mogged by just this drunk guy who was just like fuck you
Oh,
up.
he
It's
had no
very
hair.
funny.
Had
Yeah,
no
Oh,
hair.
okay.
and like don't be
He's
wrong,
off to
the
no
bald
problem,
head.
no problem being bald, but like if that's
No.
your shtick,
Yeah, you shouldn't be lying that you have hair
yeah,
because then that's being cruel to your own kind, isn't it?
hundred
Exactly
percent,
right.
100%.
Be authentically you.
Exactly right. Yeah.
I think we need to get Clavicular into the studio to write some albums. I think there's something in that. It can really unpack a lot of things.
God, it would be. I wonder what that album would sound like. I'm,
Shit,
I'm hearing like
shit.
industrial like underground club music. I think that's probably what that guy would make.
There's got to be something in Hammers and Nine Inch Nails. Like get Trent
Exactly.
Reznor involved. There's something
Yeah.
there. We'll come back to that.
It would be dark, to say the least. I think it would be a dark album. Yeah.
I think so.
Going back, obviously, you mentioned previously about how The Lovers, which was your debut record, was like very chronological, very autobiographical. Going from writing an album that is literally about your life and about your experiences, in that kind of, very chronological order. When you sat down to obviously tell that Sonic story, as you mentioned, how did you find the transition from writing songs that were directly about you to taking that inspiration? Like, were you looking for that inspiration elsewhere? Did the inspiration just kind of arrive? What was that moment where you went, this album can be what I need it to be and not tell my story necessarily?
Well, I think the thing is that yes, they're a couple. Well, the Seaside one is, but that is still coming from my like that's me also imagining me and my partner at the time, and like the Bright Eyes song. Yeah, it's everything on that album still is about, and it's still a little bit self-indulgent. I mean, even like Never Come Home and Black Dog. Like there's songs on there that are directly about like, they're very me. But I think that the thing that's changed is because of the environment I was in, because I was so overwhelmed, and because I was seeing all walks of life and meeting all these new people. It's I keep saying this, but it's like the first album was emotionally reactive, and this one's more reflective. I think that's the big difference here. It's like I'm not coming at breakup or love or like I think I deal with dad's death probably in the new album too, subconsciously, because that's how it works. But yeah, again, it's like because I'm 3 years older and I've lived and I've done some therapy, I've done some work. You start to like sing about the same things or like the same emotions, but with a new perspective. And I think that's what happens for the rest of your life as you write songs. You just find new ways to say things.
Do you feel like in the space of, these couple of years, as a result, have matured and grown as a songwriter, and the songs themselves this time around feel, I guess, that sort of next step, that level up?
110%. Yeah. Yeah. But I still love The Lovers. I still think it's fantastic and I'm very proud of it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a snapshot of Harriet over on 20, 21, 22, and this is a snapshot of Harriet 25, 26, 27, like it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. And then the next one will be Harriet whatever age I am when I do the next one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, going into the back half of the year, what does the live calendar look like for you? I know you're in Sydney as we speak, but can Aussie fans, expect any Aussie dates on the horizon? Are there any sort of, opportunities for us to check the new tracks out live?
Yeah, there will be. But that won't be that's brewing. That's happening,
Okay.
but nothing announced yet. But there will be a New Zealand tour. I'm doing like a debut show on July 3rd in Auckland, Tuning Fork in New Zealand, then going to Tauranga, then going to Christchurch. And then we're resting for a bit. And I think I'm coming over here to do shows. I don't want to, but I think
I
August
know.
is the plan. So look out.
We've
Yeah.
got
Okay.
Thomas in the background very nervously about to come off mute, being like, shut up, don't say a
Yeah, yeah.
word.
Yeah. Don't worry. I think I nailed that.
Maybe I'll just put a mad bleep across this entire thing, this entire question, and it'll just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, we found out the truth. It's all there, but we can't
You
tell
just see a hand come out and just like yeah.
Just
Yeah.
try to go off.
Very
Yeah,
old
yeah.
school, like crook with like a.
Yeah. And he goes, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mona Lisa Money is the latest single from Macey, so re-listen to it wherever you get your music. It's the latest taste of his upcoming album, Once, which is dropping on July 3rd. Harry, thank you so much for taking the time to come and have a chat with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. That was awesome.